If I die with one regret, it'll be not getting to bludgeon George Carlin to death with the severed arm of Neil deGrasse Tyson. I hate individualism. I hate scientism. I hate atheism. I hate that the people who preach this shit have their entire worldview predicated on contradictions, of which the outcome of changes based on what's convenient at the time. Nothing matters. The universe is empty and uncaring. But I'll have a meltdown if someone says nigger, faggot, or retard in my Overwatch lobby. The average person is a moron with no agency or capacity for responsibility, but collectivism is regressive and needs to be removed from society. That isn't to say that they're entirely wrong. A good chunk of the population couldn't be trusted with their own agency, which is why things like religion and community are important. They understand some of the fundamentals of the world, but they lack the intelligence to do anything useful or anything good with the information. They hear, there is no God or heaven, and think, great, now I can molest my stepdaughter. Modern Western civilization is founded on spiritual and literal rape. In school, bullying is allowed to continue unchecked, with sometimes the school faculty partaking in it, to teach kids the lie that all thieves, usurpers, abusers, sociopaths, politicians, corporate executives, and middle managers use to justify their own actions to themselves and others. Eat or be eaten. Kill or be killed. Rape or be raped. This, and any other comparison between human society and the forces of nature, are how midwits can live with themselves doing things that they know are wrong. Everything from a freight company dumping millions of gallons of toxic chemicals into the water table in Ohio, to AI-powered health insurance claim systems, to child sexual abuse. It is obvious to anyone on either side of the bell curve of IQ that believing this invalidates tens of thousands of years of human history and advancement which occurred solely to distance ourselves from the way of the wild. If gay Reddit atheism were true, people would not be compelled to rush into a burning building to follow the cries of an infant. What's actually going on is these fucking rubes lack the gray matter to hold anyone to standards other than their own. They don't care. There is no God to them. They feel no compulsion to save the child. They seek to be their own God, and they rule out of fear. Why? Because they are weak. They say that religion is a method of control, when really the only thing different religions all have in common is extending the consequences of your actions beyond the end of your life. Atheism isn't an aversion to control, it's a fear of judgment. This is where the rape sets in. Because if you wish to gain wealth or power beyond your means, you do have to eat, you do have to kill, and you do have to rape. And they do. And then they spend the rest of their lives trying to escape their judgment. They spend millions yearly on shit ranging from anti-aging cream to blood transfusions from adolescents to delay the inevitable as much as possible. Or they do as much damage as they can since they already know where they're going and want to be welcomed there as an ally. The rapists have control of the world, and when rapists control the world, they'll do everything they can to limit or eliminate the ways you can fight back. They want you to be scared, hopeless. They want you to stop struggling against them. These bearded millennial faggots, so pious to their rapists, their captors, because they stopped struggling, and in fact they started to like it. Now they get to be the rapist. Rapeonomics. Trickle-down rapeonomics. Multi-level rapening. Shit rolls downhill, and when it does, it multiplies. The teachers rape the students because the superintendent rapes the teachers. The banks rape everybody. When weak people have power exacted over them against their consent, they will exact what little power they have over somebody smaller in turn. We have inadvertently fostered a society that rewards this behavior, as there is really no recourse for the raped within the system. The rapists embrace the system and perpetuate the rape because they are too feeble to fight the system which raped them. The rapists are the system by extension. Rape should get you locked into Alcatraz or the fucking gas chambers, but instead, any that do get convicted usually end up getting a sentence better fitting a shoplifter. The elite rely on these rapists continuing to rape and continuing to create other rapists because rapists are the ideal foot soldiers for the ruling class. They have been traumatized into adopting a way of life that could only be sustained by the system they currently find themselves in. Just as their own rape was rewarded, the rapes they commit are rewarded in turn. And people say, what can you do? And I really fucking hate that. I hate the term, what can you do? And its dismissiveness, because it was never about what you could do. Sure, I'm not going to save the world single-handedly, and neither are you, but if you got up one day and put one of these rapists in the fucking ground, and in turn inspired others to do the same, change could be made. That's what they don't want you thinking about. Rapists, whether it's a local politician harassing you out of your house to bulldoze it and make the way for an A&W, or an actual literal rapist, rely on other rapists. This solidarity is supposed to be viewed as their strength, but in actuality it is their weakness. For if they have not another rapist to rely on, what do they have? You might be wondering, Seth, are you inciting violence? Yes. You know who these people are. They know who they are. Whatever they're doing to you, they're most likely doing to 100 others. They run the justice system, which means there is no justice system but you, your friends, and whatever you have the gumption to do. Go decorate some lampposts. Stay active, shooters.